So we're on the Kuler website, and the Kuler website is a newer addition to Adobe. It's a website that integrates with the programs and relates completely with color or to color. And there's a lot of things you can do on the website and also within the Kuler extension within Adobe programs. But what we're going to do today is we're going to just focus in on how we can use the website for our class for color theory. So the first thing you want to do is you want to have registered, and I already registered for the site previously, and to get the most out of Kuler you want to make sure to do that. It's free, and so I'm signed in now, and so I'm going to go to the create icon right here on the upper left hand side and click on that. And what's really great about the website is it has a number of the color harmonies that we're going to be studying in the class. And we're going to start with monochrome in week 1, and then each week we're going to introduce new color harmonies. And color harmonies are a really important part of color theory. It's, I think, for me, as an artist and a designer, is probably one of the most important things that I learned in color theory is to know what the color harmonies were and be able to use them effectively. So you can see here that there's a number of them. There's analogous, monochrome, triad, and complementary. We're going to be studying those 4 in class. We're not going to be studying compound and shades. Those actually aren't really color harmonies. They're just these sort of extras that they added in there. There's a couple more harmonies we're studying in class that are not here, which is the split complement and the tetrad, and I would love if they added those. I'm sure a lot of other people would too, but they don't, and I'll show you how you could work around that. So for example, let's click on the monochrome and see how we can work with the monochrome. So monochrome is a single color and variations on one hue, and you can see here that we're now on a red monochrome. If you take the largest circle, which is called our base color, what we can do is we can just rotate it around and get different harmonies, pardon me, different hues for our monochrome. And we can also take this little slider bar and move it around to get lights and darks. You can click individually on a color and just adjust one color right here, or you can actually take the circles here, which relate to each one of the little squares below, and you can move them around to get different lights and darks and play around with them. And let's take a look at the analogous. So the analogous harmony is 2 to 3 colors adjacent on the color wheel. So this is a blue to green analogous harmony. And the same thing, you can just rotate this big circle to different places on the color wheel. You can also move these little circles around. You want to watch, though, notice how I'm able to actually spread all these colors out. I'm actually I no longer have an analogous because I moved it outside of the 2 to 3 hues. So watch that. You want to make sure when you're working with the harmonies that you really understand them from the online lectures and the reading, so you don't change it away from that. So I'm going to just click back and reset it. Now I have a perfect analogous harmony. There's a triad, 3 colors equidistant on the color wheel. There's a complement. You can remove colors if you want. You can select them and then click the remove color, for whatever reason. If you want to remove colors, you can add them back in there. So if you want to create a color harmony that's not on our listed in here, that's something that we would be doing in the classroom, like a split comp or a tetrad, you can click the custom button and just create a harmony by pulling the colors around to where you understand that they would be in relationship to each other. So for example, the tetrad, 4 colors that are equidistant on the color wheel, and now I have a tetrad, and if I want to move it around, I'm going to have to move all of these guys individually to make sure they're 90 degrees from one another. But I think it's a great way to visualize what the tetrad looks like, or any of the color harmonies that you're working with. Same with the split complement. You would just make sure you understand it from the online lectures and set it up in here. Once you've got a color harmony that you're thinking you might want to work with, so maybe I'll go back to the analogous here, or maybe I'll do the monochrome instead. Once you have it's set up, what you can do is you can actually save your palette and bring it in to Illustrator or Photoshop from the website. And to do that, the first thing you want to do is save it. So you can just click Save. Oh, I'm sorry, I have to name it first. It wants you to give it a name, which I think is a good idea. So I'll just call it a monochrome. Takes me back to the home page, and here's my monochrome right here. Here's actually all of the different color harmonies that I've saved over time. So it's really handy because it's a library here that you can just, build your harmonies in here and have them all recorded. And so I'm going to just select the monochrome here, which is the one I just did, and I'm going to download this file as an Adobe Swatch Exchange file, an ASE file. So I'm going to click download, and there it is, monochrome.ase. I'm just going to save it to my desktop, but if you've got a color folder, I think it would be better to put it there. I'm going to save it, and now I'm going to just get out of the program, or pardon me, my browser, and I'm going to go into Photoshop. I'll just create a new document to show you how to work with the colors now. So I'm going to open, and this is pretty much the same in Illustrator or Photoshop. I'm going to just open up my swatches panel right here. You can see here are all the default swatches that Photoshop's loaded. I don't tend to use the swatches area too much in Photoshop. I tend to use the color picker a lot more, but it's great for this exercise. So I'm going to just click on this arrow right here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to select Replace Swatches right here. Okay, Replace Swatches, and I'm going to select Monochrome ASE from my desktop and click OK. There you can see what's happened is Photoshop has loaded my swatches. And let's just get some large thumbnails here from the website, from that file. So you can just start working with them now. Or what you can do too is you can kind of continue to, if you want to, modify them a little bit. Let's say you want to work with this monochrome, but maybe you want to add some grays in there, some tones. You can continue to change things or add to it. You don't have to just stick with those colors as long as you understand the idea of the monochrome. It's completely flexible. If you want to return back to your original swatches before, you just can reset the swatches right here to go back to your swatches from before. That's it. And again, all of your swatches are saved on the Kuler website, so anytime you want to go back to them, you can also keep editing them on the website as well and bring them back in here or edit them directly within your program.